Welcome everyone. I'm so happy to have you back in my channel. Today we are here at the historic Stagville plantation. This plantation used to be big. It used to be about 30,000 acres of land, so pretty much all over this place. And at a certain time they had about 900 or pretty much 1,000 slaves here in this plantation, living here, working here. Some of them were emancipated. Most of them died here in this plantation because according to the records there were not a lot of escapes. Only three people escaped out of 900 people who were here in this plantation. Thank you so much for coming again. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about this plantation. Well, this one here, this house, especially this house right here, this is the first quarter that was built here in this plantation. This right here, the one on the right was had a couple years later, but this one here with the foundation, the door, it is the first one that was built here. And as you can see, it is the house, it was the house of the owner. This is where it will live. And this one right here, this is where the garden used to be. So this is just a little replica of what it will have looked like. This is it. This is how the garden will look like. Right here, all over the place. And this is the entrance to the house right here. We're gonna go ahead and check it out, see what is inside. All right. And this one right here, it is the foundation of the kitchen. It is the foundation of the kitchen. So this is where the kitchen will have been, or this is where the kitchen was. And it is broken due to the weather and in the many years, but this is it. This is where the kitchen was. And the Stagville kitchen probably looked similar to this plantation kitchen from Campbell County, Virginia. Okay, so this picture right here is taken from another plantation because they do not have the pictures or the record for how this one here looked like. So they put a picture here which will be similar to this one here. Already, let's continue with our tour. This is it. This is how it looks like. This is how quiet it looks like. But it's always a different type of feeling when you're walking here in this place, knowing everything that took place here. And you know, it really is a different feeling. You have your heart is broken, and at the same time you feel like, you know, because we're walking through our history right now. We're walking through our many years of history right now. So many years. So those are elements that were found here. They were used by the former slaves. This one looks like a side of a pot, of a cooking pot, you know. Yep. And those are just broken grasses. those are elements left here by the enslaved people. Okay, this one here, it used to be the maintenance shop. This is where they will make all those maintenances. They will fix tools and everything, but unfortunately we cannot get in because it is closed to the public by the order of the North Carolina Division of State Historic Sites. So it is closed by the state, so we cannot get in there. But yeah, this is where they would fix the tools that they use in the farm and in everything. Yeah, we are here at this place. Okay, now here it's written, archaeologists believe these stones are the foundation of an enslaved family's house built after 1820. This 19 by 23 foot structure likely replaced an earlier 18th century slave dwelling on this spot. The cabin had a wooden plank floor, a wood shingle roof, a dry laid stone foundation, and a stone fireplace. At least one other slave dwelling stood nearby. Sometime after 1880, the family had a porch with a rock pier foundation that extended from the eastern side of the structure. Okay, so this, this is it. This is the shell that was found in this plantation.
It's a form of
it's
a form of keeping history
here in this foundation.
Yourself as a people. Resistance here might look a little different than most people will think. What we don't have is organized violence. People will ask me, why didn't all 900 people just rise up and take out the camp?
This is the archaeologists when they were digging here, and those are the stuff that we just seen over there. They put them over there, and this is the foundation that they're talking about. This is it right here. So this one here used to be a slave dwelling. This is all that's remaining. Everything is broken, but oh my God. Yeah, so this is it. This place right here used to house slaves. It used to be a slave dwelling. It used to be a slave house. Well, I don't really like calling these people slaves because they were not really slaves. To me, they were more like prisoners of war than slaves, because they were not slaves prior to coming here in America. They were doctors, they were physicians, technicians, they were carpenters. They were all kind of good people until they came here, and they made them they made slaves out of them, but they were not really just slaves. But yeah, this is it. This is where they used to live. In the summer of 1860, Paul Cameron ordered the enslaved carpenter to build this great barn. This one right here. This is the barn they're talking about. And it was completed by the end of the year. It was one of the largest in the state at the outset of the Civil War, measuring 133 feet by 33 feet. And the size of the barn is the evidence of the wealth and expansion of the plantation. The impressive three-story structure also demonstrates that there were many highly skilled carpenters and craftsmen among the enslaved of Stagville. The barn's quaint trusses, carved joints, and intricate forming are typical in the structure this large. So this is it right here. this is the barn. This is what it will look like, and it is huge, as you can see, 133 feet by 33. So it's huge and it's large, and it's sitting here.
Plantation. They're pulling the plows and the carts. Horses, more for transport. Second floor wings are for mule food and supplies. Third floor is for field that needs storage. So this floor would have gone all the way down over there. The middle hallway would be open with that. So to just picture it, between these two doors is open, and then this hallway. One of my favorite architects. You can see where it's held together. They couldn't find but it's held together. That's because the builders know with heat and with cold, as the wood expands and contracts, it'll work metal nails. But wooden pegs will expand and contract at the same time. Love showering. Yeah, that's the brick. The brick absorbs the cool air from overnight. When you're running the fireplace in the winter, it will absorb the warm air. So that's part of the brick. It's called brick inlay. And it was a technique that really was done in New England in the 1700s. How they brought down here was so much.
This one right here is original. All this, it's original. You can see the nail. That's an old style nail, and it is original too. But this one here is new. But the whole structure, it's original. It is original. Everything is original. And in this little place right here, they will have about 25 people living here. 25 people living here in this small space right here. Oh my God.
So, food, rations will be given at a 4th formula line.
This is it. This is a slave dwelling.
We don't want them to get scurvy because they can't work as hard. We know that they will pull pregnant women out of the field, usually 3 or 4 months before the baby is set to be delivered. Why? Because the value of that baby is much more than whatever incremental work they do everywhere.
Oh, there's wells there.
There's one out there. There's a spigot out. There's a blue spigot out there. That would have been another one. There are creeks back in the woods. So North Carolina is a place of rivers and creeks. When you see a lake that's bigger than a pond, it's man-made. So like Falls Lake, that giant lake, all man-made. So that covered up about a quarter of the plantation when they built that.
What was that built?
1981.
1981.
Well, we are still here. We are still continuing with our tour. So we came out of the slave cabin. This is another slave cabin, but there is something special, so special on this slave cabin that we are about to go see right now. It's on this side. Let's go check it out. These bricks right here are originals. All these are original, and they were built here by the enslaved. So the people themselves build everything that you see all over here at the Alton Grove. This is where they used to live. So according to the records, they had about 100 slaves living here in this compound. So that means they had about 20 people living in this small place right here, 20 or 25. So they will live here, they will live there, and they will live over there. Now, whenever people came over here to look at it, they seen all those bricks. All those bricks were made here. They were made here on those plantations. And the people who made it, they really wanted to send a message, because there is no other way to explain it. If you look here, you look closely, here there is a fingerprint. This is a fingerprint. This is a enslaved fingerprint. So somebody put a fingerprint here, and if you come over here, there is another one. There is another one here. See, this is the fingers. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, this is the fingerprint right here. If you look at it, you will see it. And if you come here, there is another one. And if you come on this side right here, those are the fingerprints, or the two. This is from the feet, I would think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's for a little kid. And let's just think about it, right? So they will build all these things, but then they got those bricks with a fingerprint, and they put it here, you know, here, and they put it here, and they put it here, and they put it here. So I personally don't think that it was just for fun. I would think that they did it because they wanted to be remembered. They wanted people to know that somebody did this. So it was built so long time ago, you know. Yeah, and this one here was built like 172 years ago. So those fingerprints been here for 172 years ago, and today we are seeing it, and we're remembering that yes, people lived here, and people did it. People built this, and it is just unbelievable. But yeah, well, whoever did this, whoever put this, if you're hearing me, I salute you. I salute you. We didn't forget about you, and we didn't forget about your kid. We didn't forget about y'all. We are here to remember, and we are here just to show that you guys are not lost in the history. We are still thinking of you guys. So this is another one right there. This is another slave house. And here, I'm gonna read this out for y'all real quick. Okay, this area is known as Orton Grove, named for William Orton, a white farmer who occupied the pre-Revolutionary War house south of this sign. Okay, this land became the site of slave quarters after the Ortons sold it to the Cameron family. The Orton Grove houses are the only preserved slave quarters remaining from the Cameron plantations. Built in 1851, these 4 structures each housed 4 families. Most of the people living here labored in surrounding fields, while others worked in trade shops or nearby mills. While most slaves' dwellings were one-store structures with dirt floors and crude fireplaces, the Orton Grove houses feature heavy timber framing, stone foundation with raised wooden floor, and sturdy brick chimneys. The inspiration for these unusual quarters is uncertain. The design might have been preventive against frequent diseases, protecting the Cameron family economic investments in slave labor. It might have been a statement of the permanency of slavery, or a strategic show of the benevolence to defend slavery against increasing vocal abolitionists. Okay, so these are the pictures of some people who were here. Hamisawa Shaw was born into slavery at Orton Grove, was emancipated at age 12, and became a midwife for the Stagville community. Okay. Well, this is it. And this one here used to be the well. And yeah, this here. So this one right here looks kind of pretty because the people who lived here. The children of the enslaved lived here all the way to the 50s. All the way to the 50s before they got evicted. Because after they sold this land, so the Camerons evicted the people who were living here, you know, which is very sad. I do not understand why would you evict the people who lived here their whole life. They never had anything else but this. So these people left this place and they didn't own anything, no land, nothing, but they just, you know, so they did this. They had this porch right here and the kitchen, which is outside, but it was pretty much just like this, just like any other of those slave cabins. So they had up this part right here. This is the kitchen that they had up. Well,
better, just because it's a little more raw.
oh wow,
You can see the upstairs a little more.
oh wow.
You can see last time we had her in here was Christmas. Last Christmas.
Wow.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So this is the old wood stove there.
That's where the wood stove would have connected. That's why they kind of redid these chimneys
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
But yeah, one of my favorite things about here.
This is a lot rougher than the other one.
Yeah, that's not like it.
Yeah.
But up there, you can see the footfalls on those stairs,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
where people went up and down those stairs over and over again.
Wow.
Just bruised in the steps. Wow.
God, I say that about our furniture in our house sometimes too. Like if it could just talk. You know, my mirror on my 1865.
Yeah.
If it, like how many women have looked in the mirror and my, you know, my,
Yeah.
just,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. This is all.
So this one right here, it's actually the first slave quarter that was built here at Orton Grove. So it goes from here, you have this one, then you have that one, then you have that one, then you have the last one that is painted in white. Well, if you see here, they picked it up a little bit. It's not really sitting on the floor. They picked it up a little bit so it doesn't really get wet, because this is the wetland. They are on the wetland on this side. This is where the water will easily, they had a lot of flows on this side of the plantation. So that's why the owner doesn't live here, or he didn't live here, and he went on the other side, on the hill. But yeah, this is it. This is it, buddies. This is it. Well, if you have time and you are here in this side of the country, I mean, just check it out. You gotta come out here and check it out. You know, this is our history. This is our common history. Wherever you are, wherever you're coming from, I mean, it don't really matter. It don't really matter. This is it. This is our history together as a people. Side. The thing with those plantations, you barely gonna see where they build the enslaved, because the people who were enslaved on those plantations, they didn't have a luxury of being buried. No, they didn't. So that's why you don't have evidences. But someone said in my comment, whenever you are on those plantations, just look around, because it's an open air cemetery. Yeah, I know, you're right. It's just anywhere can be a cemetery for slaves. Anywhere here, anywhere. You really don't know. Why we don't know? It's because the stories of those people were not told. And even after the emancipation, they still didn't want them to talk about their stories. That's why they voted so many laws going against it. And yeah, so those stones here are originals. This is it. This is it. Those have been here forever. Well, and those tombs that you guys are seeing are the tombs of the slave masters. This is where they're staying. This is where they are. So this is Mrs. Mary Bennehan, who departed this life on the 17th of December 1812, aged 51 years. Wow. So she was the wife of Bennehan, who was the owner, the slave owner. And this is him, Richard Bennehan, who departed this life December 31st, 1825, age 78. So 78, this is him, this is the owner, this is the guy. And here, in memory of Thomas Bennehan, only son of Richard and Mary Bennehan. He was born in Orange County and departed his life in Raleigh on 21st of June 1817. And he didn't. Well, this is it. At least this is where they're resting. This is where the slave owners are resting. But you don't have any memorial here for any enslaved who was here at this plantation. It is tough, but yeah, this is it. This is it right here. This house here is the oldest house in Durham. It was built in 1766, the oldest house here, and it was the biggest house at the time. This is it right here. This is where the Cameron used to live, right here. As you can see, right here, and it's still standing. It is still standing. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I'm so happy that you still coming back to watch those episodes with us. Thank you so much. Go ahead and keep subscribing and keep sharing the message, and so that we can share the message to as many people as possible. We can keep telling our history by ourselves through our own lens. Thank you so much. And for those who are coming for the first time, go ahead and subscribe and like and share this video so we can reach as many people as possible. We're gonna continue with our discoveries. We're gonna go to another place, somewhere else in the land, wherever it takes, we're gonna go. But until then, may the Lord bless you. May the Lord bless America. God bless Africa. Until we meet again, bye.